Next up on the channel, we got another Transformers the movie obscurity. We're looking at Junkion Scrapheap on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, figure fans? Way I Got It Figured, back with another Transformers Studio Series 86 review. We've got Junkion Scrapheap. So I got this guy a little while ago. So I'm gonna say like February after Ratchet, but not that long ago. But yet long enough that I hadn't done a review on him. Voyager class Scrapheap, one of the Junkions in Transformers the movie, 1986, and we're definitely gonna give him a go. In the movie, you have a collection of different sort of random Junkions that were unnamed, but had enough screen time that they could make a figure out of it. He is, of course, a retool of Studio Series 86 Rekgar, who also got retooled into Studio Series 86 Junkheap. And I think really the only kind of major Junkion that hasn't been made is the female Junkion. I don't know her name, but she shows up in season 3, but she's also extremely briefly, if you blink you'll miss it, but she is in Transformers the movie, so she is on the table to be made into a Studio Series 86 figure. So definitely get on that, Hasbro. You can see the scene here where she's actually in the movie, so you're not getting off the hook on that one. Okay, so looking at Scrapheap's packaging. Pretty cool. He's Junkion. What else is there to say? I really like that he comes with a big blaster. Marcelo Martyr artwork on the front. Oh yeah, and he's Studio Series 86 24, which is technically a mistake. Somewhere there's a mistake. So in the so-called childhood trauma pack, Buzzworthy Bumblebee Studio Series 86 shuttle ambush pack with Prowl and Ironhide. Ironhide is labeled as 8624, so there's a mistake there. I don't think there's a 25 either, so somebody's supposed to be 25, but don't know who that is. According to the boxes, they're both 24. Mistake. Got your 86 on the side. Full picture of Scrapheap. Again, nice artwork. Transformers authentic. Close up of the face. Transformers the movie on the top. Product shot. Transforms in 24 steps. Alright, so we're going to get Scrapheap out of the pack and see what we can see. Alright, so we've got Scrapheap out of his package with his accessories here. Of course, he comes with the same 2 wheels that the other 2 Junkions came with. He turns into a motorcycle. And he's got his blaster accessory. Blaster accessory does take blast effects. You can see there. All important, all important. Gotta have the blast effects. As far as the figure himself, he has something different than the other Junkions. The Junkions, the other 2 have the engine of the motorcycle as their torso. And this torso is still on basically the same scheme, but it's not exactly the same. Does make it look different enough, but it sort of behaves the same, which is, if you can understand what I mean by that. Styling's pretty cool. He, has the same handlebars as on his head as they all seem to. His look like they're the inverse of Junk Heap's. But yeah, he's cool. I like him. I like getting that trio. A lot of the remolding, he's got remolded legs. Obviously the chest. His arms are different. They all have had different arms, of course, but but they're all on the same basic body, but they've got different enough parts here and there to make them, look unique. Definitely like that. Like how they did it. Yeah, this guy's cool. Give him his blaster. Grab a wheel. Attach it to his leg. And geared up, he looks great. So we'll get him transformed into motorcycle mode and check that out. Alright, so we've got Scrapheap in his motorcycle mode. Well, more or less. Now there's some tabs that I can't seem to get to stay in place fully, which is a shame because I never had this problem with Retgar. But it is what it is. Trying to get his arms to stay where they need to stay because they tab into the legs for the conversion. So it's kind of making it weird for the wheel. But if they were, if they were where they were supposed to be, he'd be fine. Still, we got it close enough to see, what he looks like in motorcycle mode. And it is, pretty faithful. When the wheels are in place, they will roll, even with the spikes. And you can have Scrapheap ride himself, or you can have Junk Heap ride him, or you can have Retgar ride him. Initially, I had 2 Retgars, and I had one Retgar literally riding the other Retgar. I ended up selling one of them and only kept the one. But he can indeed ride on himself and thus ride on Scrapheap. And since Akira slides are all the rage, love late. Well, We can get them on there. We'll do an Akira slide. Right now it's not working out. Definitely one of the coolest things about Wreck-Gar is that he could literally ride himself, as he did in Transformers the movie. This is gonna have to be it for the Akira slide. This is the best about I can get it. And I do have a third-party gun on Wreck-Gar, so he's not holding the handlebar, but you know, you get the picture. So there you have Scrapheap, Scrapheap in motorcycle mode with Wreck-Gar on his back. All right, it's time to do a couple of comparisons. So the first thing we'll do is bring in Studio Series 86 Cup. Next, we'll bring in Scrapheap. And of course, we'll bring in the leader of the Junkions, Wreck-Gar himself. They all look great together. These guys are, you know, pretty beefy bots, as you can see. They're much larger than Cup. In fact, they are Optimus Megatron size bots, which pretty much bears out in the movie. They're about the same size as Springer. Springer's about the same size as Optimus, Rodimus. So there you go. Gives you a little idea of the scale. I'm going to move on to final thoughts. Final thoughts on Transformers Studio Series 86 Voyager class Junkion Scrapheap. I like this guy. I like all the Junkions. I think they've done a good job with them. They are all a little bit wonky in the articulation, or in the transformation. In Scrapheap's case, the other ones seem to hold their shape pretty well. Scrapheap has a little weird tabbing issue, and it might just be my copy. You know, I don't transform them all that much. They're going to be robots most of the time, so that's fine. But, you know, if you're somebody who likes to transform them back and forth, you may have a little bit of an issue. But as you can see, he poses well, and you can do all the stuff you want to do with them as a robot without a lot of undue fuss or muss. All that said, I think he's, you know, a solid 8 figure. Wouldn't really go higher than that. He is definitely like kind of a, are you a Transformers nut like me? but you just want to get everybody that was in the movie, yeah, then you want to get them. If not, if you have Rentgar, and that could work for your, representation of Junkions, then kind of you're probably good there. He is a good figure, don't get me wrong, but I definitely think he's not necessarily necessary, if you can understand what I mean by that. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna leave it. Give him a solid way I got a figure rank of 8. All right, guys, trying to get these Transformers reviews out. They're much harder to do when you've got stop motions involved. So I've been trying to work on a new system for sort of controlling the time a little bit in terms of getting the videos out faster so that they can have the stop motions or not, and roll with it like that. So, please pardon the dust in a sense. If you're new to the channel, obviously we like you to stick around. Please subscribe, leave a like, and comment on the video if you would, if you care to. We do like having discussion about these figures. It is part of the whole outlet for this sort of gig that I've given myself. And I guess that's all I got for this one. Until the next video, everybody stay safe. Peace.
The way I got it figured.